Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining us for this news conference. I'm Kay Walter. I'm the co-founder of the Holly Hamlet Neighborhood Garden and an advocate for local food. Today, a large group of agencies and organizations that grow or distribute healthy food is thrilled to launch the Growing and Sharing Initiative and honored to have Mayor Lyrian Gaylor-Baird with us for this special occasion, the beginning of the 2025 gardening season and the Growing and Sharing campaign, or do-it-yourself home gardening, as you can see. Mayor Gaylor-Baird was elected Lincoln's 52nd mayor in 2019 and re-elected in 2023. She has been making a sustainable future a priority for Lincoln through her Resilient Lincoln initiative. Expanding access to local food is a key part of the vision and the city's climate action plan. In 2023, the city partnered with local food advocates to develop the local food system plan, charting a course to strengthen Lincoln's local food network and our taste buds. One new step in that work is the city's urban gardens policy proposal to make homegrown produce more accessible throughout the city. That work helps set the stage for today's announcement. So please, join me in welcoming Mayor Gaylor-Baird to the podium.
Thank you so much, Kay. It's an honor to stand beside you and help celebrate the beginning of the growing season and to see all of you. You know, you mentioned our Resilient Lincoln initiative and the work we've done on local food, and I just want to thank each and every one of you, strong advocates and voices for these important policies and initiatives. The mayor at best is a reflection of community priorities, and it's been an honor to lift up your voices and the important services that you provide, and I'm so grateful to be here again, shining a light on this wonderful work that you are encouraging in our community. And so I want to especially thank Community Crops and Partnership for a Healthy Lincoln, Center for People, and of course UK and your partner in crime fighting, Tim Rinna. I will never forget the very first TEDx Lincoln talk that you gave about the Holly Hamlet and how much that opened my awareness into the power of local food and what it can do, not only in terms of nutrition, but in terms of strong community connections. And I know that each and every one of you gets that and is trying to make sure that that is available for everyone in our community. And so why don't we just think about why we're here. And we are here to inspire Lincolnites of all ages to get outside, to grow their own food, to help increase food security in our community, to share food with neighbors, and to contribute to the health and sustainability of this city. As we embark on another growing season together, it's possible to make it the best one yet. Mother Nature's bringing the rain. April showers bring May flowers and good gardens. So we're just really excited that as we make this a wonderful growing season, we'll be able to bring more community members to the table with your collective voices and put more local food on everyone's plates. To help encourage this effort and to celebrate this great work, I'm really honored to offer a proclamation, and I thought I would go ahead and read this. It's commemorating the start of the growing and sharing season. Whereas Lincoln is committed to expanding our local food system in ways that promote public health, reduce food insecurity, and support the local economy, and help protect our environment. And whereas despite Nebraska's robust agricultural economy, over 90% of the food consumed in Lincoln is sourced from outside of our state, demonstrating the importance of strengthening our local food economy and production capacity. And whereas while most local grocery stores and restaurants stocking only a limited supply of food at any one given time, and with the cost of food influenced by factors beyond our local control, growing more of our food at home can help improve access and reliability. And whereas Lincoln currently needs 1.5 million pounds of food each day in order to feed our community members, and whereas the City of Lincoln's local food system plan aims to make Lincoln's food system more secure, resilient, and self-reliant, while also supporting local farmers, expanding markets, creating jobs, improving health outcomes, reducing carbon emissions, and instilling a sense of pride in our community. And whereas to make homegrown produce more accessible to all, to support local growers and strengthen community connections, the City of Lincoln recently proposed that new urban gardens policy that could expand our community members' ability to grow and sell their food from their yards. Now therefore I, Lyrian Gaylor Baird, Mayor of the City of Lincoln, Nebraska, do hereby proclaim Wednesday, April 30th, 2025, as Growing and Sharing Season Day to celebrate the beginning of the growing season in Lincoln and to encourage all residents to plant, cultivate, sell, and share fresh food to build a stronger, healthier, more flavorful, and connected community. There you go. I'll give this to you. You step aside with the picture.
Thank you, Mayor. My name is Megan McGuffey, and I am the Director of the Community Crops Program of Family Service Lincoln. I also have the privilege of serving as co-chair of the Mayor's Community Committee on Local Food with Tim Renna. This group was convened by the mayor in 2022 to oversee the development of Lincoln's first local food system plan. The goal was to create a strategic document for Lincoln's food system that could become part of our comprehensive plan. Because like a city's transportation system or the water system, our food system is a key ingredient to a city's ability to be resilient and thrive. Over 750 people provided feedback shaping the plan, and it received unanimous support from the Planning Commission, City Council, and County Commission in the fall of 2023. While getting this plan adopted was itself a major accomplishment, as we all know, a plan is only good when it becomes implementation, when it becomes action. This proclamation aligns with several of the goals of the Lincoln's Local Food System Plan. It promotes a focus on encouraging more Lincoln residents to grow and share local food so that they can feed themselves and their neighbors. My organization, Family Service Lincoln, has resources to share with residents as you work to plant, grow, and share food to build a stronger and more connected community. Our Community Crops program offers land access through the community gardens and training farms. Today's event is here at the Gear Library Community Garden, just outside in our lovely rainy day. And this is a partnership between our program and the Lincoln City Libraries, where families can apply for a rental plot and they receive seeds, plants, land, and other resources to help them grow their own food. Community gardens are also a great way to learn from our neighbors, exchange ideas and produce, and grow our skills with each other in community. And we also see that a lot of our community gardeners share extra when they can, just like we're focusing on here in this new initiative. Additionally, the Community Crops program of Family Service Lincoln offers a variety of free classes and additional resources to help you on your growing journey. From starting seeds to preserving the harvest, we're here to help you gain access to the resources you need and the community you need to be successful. You can find our current offerings at communitycrops.org/education or through our social media pages. It's also a great time of year as you're thinking about getting your garden started to source your plants locally from local growers. We have some sales going on this weekend, Friday and Saturday, for community crops and other local growers at Root and Hive, which is at First and Pioneers. And it's also farmers market season, which is an incredible place to access local produce and local plants to start your gardening journey. So if you go to the Hub Cafe Farmers Market on Wednesday evenings or the Sunday Farmers Market at College View, you can even use your SNAP benefits to purchase those edible gardening plants. We encourage all Lincoln residents to consider what they can plant this season to grow and share local food and help make our community goals for the food system a reality. Thank you.
So first I want to say, if I was thoughtful like our lovely mayor, I would have put on flowers or plants or something too. That was perfect. That was perfect. But before I start, I do want to say thank you. And for those that don't know me, I'm Quentin Brown, Executive Director of Educare Lincoln. But today I'm representing the Executive Board on behalf of Partnership for a Healthy Lincoln. And I want to thank you for what you've done today to make it intentional and call attention to this, what's needed for the city to be fruitful and vibrant. So thank you for that. So we're here talking about gardening, right? And we recognize that when we grow things, there's a direct nutritional value. But what we also recognize is that it's not only for the benefit of our health, You go out and plant a garden, you do what? You save money, you get exercise. And we're talking for the benefit of physical, emotional, social. In fact, it's not sunny today, but you go get a good, healthy dosing of sunlight, you get a good, healthy dosage of vitamin D. Now, if there are any doctors in the room, you can tell us what vitamin D does. I cannot. In moderation, I'm sure it's good for the body, good for the soul, good for the spirit. And as your resident early childhood education guy, I can also say that gardening is great for kids, right? They have little hands, they have little fingers. It's great for fine motor skills or the development of those fine motor skills. It's also good for their physical development, but also for the parents in the room, if you want a child to eat broccoli, you have them plant broccoli. Because guess what? If they plant it, they see it grow, you talk about it, it becomes a lesson. When it comes out of the ground, they're much more inclined to try that piece of fruit or that vegetable. So, take that to the bank, that's for free. You want your kid to eat broccoli or spinach or anything green, have them plant it. You just have to wait a little while to do it. But there is a challenge, right? And the mayor kind of alluded to this. The food that we eat is removed from us. I think you quoted 90% of what we have or what we consume is outsourced or is sourced from outside the state. But we do have an ability to fix that, and we do that through gardening. And in fact, today, and I'm going to call all these names out, so bear with me, there are about 9 or 10. But here today, there are almost nearly a dozen community food advocacy groups like DIY Home Gardening, and I'm going to get to a point here, Howley Hamlet Neighborhood Garden, Nebraska Extension and Lancaster County's Nutrition Education Program, Community Crops Program with Family Service Lincoln, Bryan Health, Lincoln Lancaster County Health Department, Civic Nebraska, Heartland Regional Food Business Center, 2 more, the Food Bank of Lincoln, and of course, Partnership for a Healthy Lincoln. And the reason I reference those organizations is because they have made it easier for us to find resources and opportunities and find ways to garden. And in fact, I don't know if you can see it, I won't pick it up because it'll probably fall, but there's a website. It's healthylincoln.org/plant-grow-share-build. And what that site is going to do for you is going to give you step-by-step information on how to garden, information sheets, frequently asked questions, and it's also going to tell you, because we're all going to leave, we're all going to grow our gardens, it's going to tell you when and where you can share and sell the produce that you produce. And it's a great thing. And in doing all of these things, because again, we're all going to leave and we're going to do these things, we're ensuring that we have fresh food for our friends and our families. And believe it or not, we are, because every step matters. We're alleviating hunger, and we're ensuring that our neighbors have access to quality food. And what that does for us, it builds a sense of community, and that is indeed what Lincoln is about. We are one big family. We are one big community. So, as I close out, I would simply say, when you build your garden, go out, plant an extra row, right? Make an extra pot. Put an extra something on the windowsill. Do something to extend your garden, even if it's only by 1 little square foot. My wife and I, we just built the garden at our house, and I'm glad we have this sign. We're going to put this sign up. The problem is we have to keep the squirrels out. So you have ideas, please share. We want to hear those ideas. But continue to do what you do. Build gardens, plant extra seeds, and ensure we're building a local, food resilient Lincoln community. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Daisy Smith. I am here with the Center for People, where I have the pleasure and the privilege of serving as the manager of our People's Pantry and the manager of our newly operational People's Greenhouse. It is an honor to stand with you today in support of this important initiative, encouraging all of us in Lincoln to plant, grow, share, and build community through local food. There is something both simple and profound about planting a seed. It's not just the start of a plant, it's the beginning of a promise to nurture that seed, to grow it, and we hope ultimately for everyone in joining in this initiative to share it as well. When we choose to share food, we are doing more than filling stomachs. We are creating equity, 1 tomato, 1 pepper, and 1 bundle of greens at a time. At the Center for People, we get to witness daily how a simple act like sharing food can transform lives. Our People's Greenhouse, now in its first full growth cycle, is currently cultivating fresh produce, lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, herbs, and more, that we will soon be able to harvest and distribute through our People's Pantry. And that will help our shoppers enjoy fresh, locally grown food. The work of our Nutrition Equity Program embodies our commitment of planting seeds of hope and sharing that harvest with our community. The beauty of this initiative, though, is that you don't need a greenhouse. It invites everyone to take part. A few pots on a balcony, a raised bed in your side yard, even just a handful of tomato plants can make a difference if we decide to grow and share with intention. So today, as we recognize the value of growing food at home, let's also recognize the deeper value in sharing that food. Let's build a community where everyone gets to experience the joy and health that fresh food brings. Thank you so much to the mayor and the city for all of the groups here today, and to every neighbor who will be out there planting seeds, both in the ground and in the spirit of justice and care for one another. Please make sure to visit the website so you can find out how and where you can share, and I'll pass it off to Kay. Thank you.
Okay, today we've been talking about what Lincoln could look like if people had access to healthy fruits and vegetables. What I want to stress is that the act of gardening, especially in your own yard, will attract people who are curious about what you're doing, especially if you garden in the front yard as well as the back. As people walk by, some of them will strike up conversations with you about what a particular plant is, whether you can eat it, how you might prepare it, why they too garden or do not garden. And they may come away with ideas about what they can grow and how they can grow it themselves. The act of gardening can start to create community. When the Holly Hamlet Neighborhood Garden began 16 growing seasons ago, we knew few of our neighbors, except by sight. Now we know the names of most, and we like to say it is better to know your neighbors than to fear strangers. Although our gardeners come from nearby houses with big trees that cast too much shade for growing peppers and tomatoes, or from nearby apartments where there is no land for growing and no accessible water, the do-it-yourself home gardening movement, actually growing in your own yard if you can, is about learning that your yard doesn't need to be simply ornamentals. You can create an edible landscape that not only stretches your food dollars and gives you access to healthy food, it can also be your gymnasium in your fitness regime, and it can provide the basis of relationships with others. And while people benefit from gardening, those who grow native pollinator plants watch bumblebees, monarchs, many other insects, and birds that they've never seen before flourish, and find that community is larger than just humans. Gardening puts us in the world around us, and it helps make us mentally whole while improving our physical abilities. Through gardening, we can feed our souls as well as our bodies. Thus, the act of gardening stretches both our mental and physical muscles. It helps us understand the rhythms of the seasons and the joy and challenge that growing and preserving your own food presents. And it connects us to neighbors while making us more financially secure. Until the 1950s, anyone who could have a garden had one. We need to relearn the skills of growing both food and community, and so in 2025, let's plant and grow and share a row with neighbors, friends, and those in need. Thank you all for coming, and thank you to the mayor for the proclamation today.